All right, so here's the thing that happened recently where Marco Rubio suggests that Donald Trump has a small dick.
Yeah.
He's always calling me Little Marco. And I'll admit, the guy, he's taller than me. He's like 6'2", which is why I don't understand why his hands are the size of someone who's 5'2". Have you seen his hands? And you know what they say about men with small hands? You can't trust them. You can't trust them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Sure, that's what you meant.
Man, you just lost the small-handed vote, dude.
Yep.
Fuck.
All those little cabbage-handed carnies in the deep south are all like, "Fuck you, Rubio. I was gonna vote for you, but it's an affliction, man. It's genetic. I just got my daddy's little old hands."
Dude, no way. That's like Trump's demographic right there. It's just random fucking angry white people.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fucking like level of mudslinging going on
the Republican
GOP side, man. It's great. They're just like, you know, like it's getting to the point where like in a couple of election cycles, they're just be like, "Fuck you, faggot."
Yep.
It's gonna be like,
Dude, it's gonna be WWE shit in the next election cycle. They're gonna fucking fight.
Scotty, you're breaking the rules, man.
Fuck those rules.
Wrestling.
Let's talk about wrestling some more.
Let's wrestle.
Dude, and it's all because of Trump, too. Trump has planted this poison seed in the Republican Party, and they're forced to stoop to his level and imply that he has a tiny cock. Like, it's great.
Trump got a little old dick, man. Trump got a little dick.
The downfall of America, if nothing else, is entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next one. Trump disavows white supremacists, but questions remain.
Questions remain.
This is the only thing Trump has had to backpedal on at all, and he's playing like the ignorance card.
I saw him backpedal on one other thing.
What was that?
He said something about, you know, like minimum wage is fine where it is, but apparently a lot of his supporters don't actually believe that. So when he realized that, he's like, actually, you know, wages have been too low in this country.
Yeah, go higher. Higher wages.
Some white supremacists, such as former Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard David Duke, may suggest support for Donald Trump.
Voting against Donald Trump at this point is really treason to your heritage.
But after a weekend of back and forth,
I disavow, okay? I don't know anything about David Duke, okay?
We still don't know if the Republican frontrunner wholly rejects the controversial support. It's a question Trump has been struggling to answer.
Why the fuck should he? Why the fuck should he reject any support from anybody? I mean, like, why can't he just say, you know, he's a citizen in a democratic country. He can vote for who the hell he wants to. I don't personally hold those views. Like, what's wrong with that? Because, of course, the media has to fucking vilify. Like, Trump just can't be a piece of shit. He's got to be the ultimate piece of shit. Everything he says or does is evil and wrong.
Okay, but why would he really truly disavow racists? I mean, like, he needs them to win.
Yeah, if Trump, if Trump was like, man, fuck racism, you know, he's going to lose, like, the armchair redneck racist vote.
The problem was, I guess it's because David Duke was a public racist at a time where you, like, had to be a member of the KKK and shit.
David Duke lives in my fucking hometown where I grew up. A fucking girl in my class went and did an interview with him, and we played the recording for us in school. I'm
pretty sure Tommy Sotomayor did an interview with him.
I mean, like, that's another thing is David Duke, like he's still a fucking crazy evil fuck, but he's really not like openly like racist anymore. Like, he disavows that shit at this point. I mean, he still has like some Holocaust denial bullshit.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, he did do an interview with David Duke.
Yeah, I mean, like, would David Duke sit down and do an interview with a black guy if he really hated black people still to this day? I mean, I don't think so. Whatever. Even if it is Tommy Sotomayor, who is like
whatever,
total
TJ. Funny to hear you defend the Klan.
I mean, it was a black guy that says slavery was a choice.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, totally optional.
What I heard was various groups, and I don't mind disavowing anybody, and I disavow David Duke.
Yes, he has disavowed Duke, but the Republican frontrunner has yet to finally condemn Duke's ideology, or that of the KKK and other white supremacist groups.
The
Anti-Defamation League has called for Trump to do just that,
and
to
your
no
life,
avail.
have you ever asked to disavow
answering
anyone,
this question
TJ?
directly has some risks, but I...
Man,
Has anyone ever come to you? I mean, think about like this shit. Like, has anyone said, TJ, you need to disavow this person?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I've heard to, like, you know, don't associate with them or they're a piece of shit or reject. But
well, I mean, it amounts to the same.
Yeah, but it's like they want him to disavow him specifically.
I mean, that happened with AIU pretty much.
Yeah.
It was like disavow. How dare you apologize to him? You need to disavow him if you want my respect again. It's like, I don't give a fuck about your respect. I'm going to do what I want to do.
And that shit happened at least half a dozen times during like the early YouTube atheism wars, where you know it was like this guy done crossed the line, dendrophilian done. We gotta read him the riot act for what he done said.
You know what? That knowledge to me is pretty sad. That people really like. You know, you have to agree with me and disavow whoever. I mean, obviously disavowing David Duke, it makes sense. I mean, he's a piece of shit and he's an idiot, but. I mean, it's so clear that Trump. He also tried to blame it on a faulty earpiece. Like, oh, that was dumb. I didn't really. It's like, come on, Trump, you just didn't want to fucking take a stand.
Well, just how absurd this story is, though, because like they ask him these questions over and over again, like, "Do you disavow Duke?" And finally, he just says, "Yes, I disavow David Duke." And he said it like 5 times. They showed like 5 different clips of him saying it, and they're saying like, "Yeah, well, Trump has publicly disavowed Duke." He hasn't publicly disavowed his ideology. It's like, it's absurd at this point. Like, what more? Do you want this guy to just talk about Duke all the time?
He hasn't. He's publicly disavowed David Duke, but he hasn't publicly disemboweled David Duke, which is what he really needs to do to get on our good side.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. They just want him. I mean, they just want him to fucking spew some empty shit. Like, yeah,
hoping to just go
like, what does that mean?
Tuesday evening and win a lot of states and a lot of delegates, and then that will be what people are discussing.
This rally supporter recently made the controversial issue hard to ignore. But after taking a hard look at the message, Trump focused on the security response time instead.
You see, in the good old days, law enforcement acted a lot quicker than this.
When asked directly about white supremacist support this summer, Trump's response was one of confusion.
That I don't know about. I mean, you're telling me something I didn't know about that. Somebody else mentioned that also. I don't know about that.
So on this divisive issue,
everyone's heard of me.
I don't know about that.
Of ignore and conquer?
I think there is a real chance that what's actually happening is he's creating sort of another news dust storm. We're not talking about some of the other negative news flow items that Senator Ted Cruz and Senator Marco Rubio are injecting into the conversation.
Whether Trump welcomes them or not, the pro-white support continues.
It is I who am supporting Donald Trump, not Donald Trump who's supporting me.
White nationalist leaders even released robocalls.
That guy, we've covered some of his videos before. What? Yeah.
Yes, what? My what hurt?
What?
It's like that American Renaissance asshole.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Backing Donald Trump in New Hampshire this month.
We don't need Muslims. We need smart, well-educated white people.
Trump doesn't shy away from questionable Twitter followers either. He has repeatedly retweeted support from Twitter users, clearly expressing racist and/or anti-Semitic views, including a Jeb Bush joke from @WhiteGenocideTM. So as other candidates and pundits attack, the question becomes this: will the strategy, whatever it is, ever actually hurt him? Up to this point, the answer has clearly been,
we're going to make our country great again.
No.
Okay, how is this unique at all? Every fucking election cycle, all the racists always gravitate towards the Republican fucking nominee. That's universally always been true.
Not to mention,
why is Trump a special case?
It's the Republican primaries. Like, who do they think are voting for Republicans? Like, really? You really think they're going to hear this and go, oh, you know what? I'm not going to vote for Trump now.
All the white racists vote for the Republicans. All the black racists vote for the fucking Democrats. And that's how the fuck it goes.
It just seems a significant portion of the racists in a pretty deep Republican field happen to like Trump over like Cruz or Rubio. Or
he said he's going to build a wall along the Mexican border.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Cruz is even trying now, like in the latest debate, he was trying to like make it seem like I'm to the right of Donald Trump on the Mexican thing because Donald Trump says, like, we should have a process to let them back in if they're good people. And Cruz is like, fuck that shit. Never let them back in, no matter what.
Yeah, but the soundbite's not associated with Cruz. It's primarily associated with Trump.
Yeah, everyone knows the only reason Cruz is talking about it is because Trump fucking, got some steam going with it. So now Cruz is going to try to make it seem like, yeah, I'm even more hardcore than Trump. But people are like, bullshit.
I love
You're a
you. Thank
try-hard
you very
asshole.
much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Huh?
It's gonna be huge.
Huge.
That does not look like a man with a small cock right there. I don't know.
No.
That face.
Did we ever...
That's a porn star thrusting face.
Did we ever talk about Paul's theory on the Goonies on the show?
No,
or was
we
that
never
just
did.
in private?
That was
oh
just
my
in private,
God.
though. Yeah.
I mean, look, it's a weird theory. It's out there, but I think it holds merit if you actually watch the movie. It's my contention. I'll just put it out there, and we can talk about it or not. It's my contention that the Goonies is actually a love story between Chunk and Sloth.
It's a man-boy love story.
Yes, and if you look at the film and actually watch the film and look at how every salient point of the film is it's like it's earmarked by a development in the relationship between Chunk and Sloth. So like it starts off, and then the end of the first act of the movie basically is when Chunk and Sloth are trapped together, and they share that beautiful moment with the baby Ruth, and then Sloth saves Chunk by pushing the pipe up, and then Sloth saves everybody by showing up at the critical moment on the pirate ship, and confronting his mother, and saving the whole day. And then at the end of the movie, Ben, why don't you tell us how the Goonies ends, Ben? What's the last thing in the Goonies?
Chunk tells Sloth that he's going to live with him from now on.
Because I love you. And I want to always be with you. Chunk goes, oh, Sloth, love Chunk. And then the movie fucking ends. And then it zooms in on the pirate ship, and the pirate ship sails away, and the movie fucking ends.
It's a love story. It is. I clearly...
Prove me wrong. I've watched this movie so many times, and when I was a kid, I remember getting this vibe that, like, the real heroes of this film, and not only the real heroes, but the real story of this film is this relationship. This young fat kid who doesn't really have any friends,
Paul,
and this giant mongoloid.
Did you tear up? You tear up at the ending, Paul? I see it. I honestly can see it. I'm not even joking. I can really see it.
Let me just ask you this, Paul. When you watch it, are you Sloth or are you Chunk?
Usually I'm Chunk, I think. Chunk is the character I identified with most as a kid, being a little fat kid, so...
So did you do you think that if you had gone through that same series of events, you could have seen yourself hooking up with some kind of, like, deformed mutant guy?
Who the fuck knows, man? Like, look,
you'd be the bottom,
Paul. At the end of Speed, right? Keanu Reeves and what's her name have this interchange, and she says, relationships based on traumatic events never last. And then Keanu says, we'll have to base ours on sex then. And that's how the movie ends. I think that applies to the Goonies, too. I think that traumatic events clearly are a bonding agent, and strange love can flower on the bloodiest battlefield.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
You guys notice, like, a lot of Paul's movie references are, like, from the late 80s and early 90s?
Yep.
It's like Speed. I'm like, you're rolling out Speed? Like, damn.
Speed? That's a great movie.
Dusting off all the old gems,
The old vaudeville
get some contemporary fucking references.
Yeah, Paul. Contemporary.
Your shit's tired. I could fucking dust the cobwebs off.
Let's do some Caddyshack references just for fucking old time's sake.
Yeah, our audience don't know what the fuck Goonies is, man. They ain't never seen that shit.
What? Man.
They don't fucking care about that shit.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a love story. I agree.
Yeah.
This video is
I always thought that movie was overrated. But
this video says Cruz says Trump would lose to Hillary Clinton. That's what it is. Poorly written title.
The hashtag NeverTrump exploded on Twitter this weekend. Republicans saying they will not vote for Donald Trump. Marco Rubio even tweeted it. You have said that electing Donald Trump to the presidency would be a grave mistake. Just for the record, if Trump is the nominee, will you support him?
I will support the Republican nominee, period, the end.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this. Listen, I think if we nominate Donald, Hillary probably beats him. Not only does she get to attack him on a whole host of issues where he agrees with her, but you know,
yeah,
he's
but,
described.
this rhetoric's going to totally change if Trump gets the nomination. Cruz will be out there saying Hillary ain't got a chance. Trump's a man of the people. Blah, 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 blah. This is all just, he'll flip the script just like fucking Chris Crispy did. That fat tub of shit. As soon as he wasn't in the race, Donald Trump's the best fucking guy I've ever fucking seen. It's a privilege to even stand in the same room as such greatness. That's what Chris Crispy sounds like, y'all.
Hillary Clinton as one of the best secretaries of state in history. You know, one of the big scandals with Hillary, I think even bigger than emails, is this Clinton Foundation that was essentially a slush fund, it appears, for foreign governments and foreign individuals and corporations to give 6- and 7-figure checks to the Clintons while she was Secretary of State. Any Republican needs to be able to make that case. Donald can't, because she'll turn to Donald and laugh at him in a debate and say, but Donald, you gave $100,000 to the Clinton Foundation. How could you possibly be complaining?
Yeah, I don't think that Clinton Foundation shit is going to be much of a fucking thing against Hillary.
The title wasn't even right.
It's too complicated for, like, the average voter to understand because it can't be explained in one sentence. So I don't think that's even going to be, like, a salient, like, point of attack for the Republicans anyway.
I guarantee you they're going to accuse Hillary of being a flip-flopper.
What they got to do is be like, you know, she Benghazi is her fault. She's weak on terror.
Emails.
Her emails was fucked up, and you know she's under federal investigation. She is under federal investigation. I think for 4 different things right now. Actually, what a terrible choice for president. Fuck that.
Is there merit to his core argument though? Do you think Trump has trouble beating Hillary?
Yeah, I really do. Because I think that Trump appeals to like a fringe, like segment of the population. That's enough to fucking carry him through the Republican primaries. But I really don't know if he's not gonna get. I don't feel like he's gonna get many Democrats jumping over to his side.
Dude, Hillary is so fucking moderate too. So I mean, really.
And who knows what fucking version of Hillary he'll even be running against anyway? Because anything that becomes popular in the polls will automatically become her position that she's always held.
She's the ultimate demagogue
since the dawn of time.
I see a parity between them, though, as candidates, because Trump seems to be this candidate that's really, like, popular enough, obviously, to win these primaries, but, like, a huge section of his base doesn't like him. And Hillary seems to be kind of the same thing. She's clearly getting the votes in the primaries over Bernie, but I feel like there's this huge subset of the left that really finds her unpalatable.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see which way those people swing, because I've heard, I know you probably have too on Twitter and shit, from a lot of people that are like, fuck it, if it comes down to Hillary and Trump, I'm voting Trump. Like, I'm hearing that.
I've heard it from quite a few people. I've even said it myself a few times, but really
sounds like a lot of anecdotal evidence.
I don't know. When I reflected on it more, I'm like, I think I'll just abstain from voting like I normally do, because the only reason I was even thinking about voting in the presidential election is because I thought maybe Bernie would have a chance, but I think I'll just do my usual thing and not participate in our glorious
You could
democracy.
at least vote for Bernie, you know.
Oh, yeah, in the primaries I will, for sure, yeah. But if you don't get in, you know, I ain't showing up. Fuck you.
Let's just fucking write in like cute sloth or something. Like, let's give a sloth chance to be president. Fuck it. Just whatever. I don't give a shit.
Cute sloth.
Cute sloth.
You know,
all right, here's a video of a photographer at a political rally getting choked by the Secret Service.
Choke slam.
All right, we are also getting some rather disturbing video in from the same rally. It apparently shows a news photographer getting roughed up. The photographer says he was trying to film some of those protesters, that's him on the ground, when a Secret Service agent, quote, grabbed me by the
actual choking isn't on video, though.
neck and started choking me, then he slammed me to the ground, unquote. So far, no comment from the Secret Service.
That faggot done got what he deserved.
So what was this guy doing to warrant this?
He was trying to film something.
So you're just trying to go and cover the protest and...
I stepped 18 inches out of the pen, and he grabbed me by the neck and started choking me, and he slammed me to the ground.
We can tell you at this point,
Well, he
the Secret
crossed the
Service has
line,
not commented on this
Yeah,
incident.
he
We
went
do expect
18
to have
inches
that
over the
comment
line.
at
Instead
some
of being
point
like,
this afternoon. The Donald
excuse
Trump
me, sir,
campaign
please
did put
move
out a
back.
statement saying there was an incident involving a photographer and a U.S. Secret Service agent at today's Radford University Trump rally. We are not aware of all details surrounding the incident, and all future inquiries should be directed to local law enforcement. So the Donald Trump campaign not having a whole lot to say about it.
Why would they? What did they have to do with it? It was the Secret Service that handled this shit. Donald Trump don't control the Secret Service.
I guess in a certain sense, he controls the ones with
Sure,
with
I
a
mean, he
limited
might be giving
capacity
them directions and shit, but I mean, like, they're still acting within the purview of their own training and shit. He can't, like, supersede their fucking ultimate directives. They're not in his employ as of yet.
Let's see. Here's more Trump. It just never ends. Trump repeats bogus tale of pig's blood bullet massacre of Muslims.
Neat.
We need a strong tone. We can't have that weak, pathetic tone. We can't have it anymore. We need
to be strong.
We need strength. We need strong people. We need strong people. It's the only thing that's going to be respected. I mean, I'll tell you this story, and it happened in the Philippines around 1918. They had tremendous Muslim terrorism. Tremendous. They had 1918. So what's changing? And you had General Pershing. He was a tough cookie. And they caught 50 terrorists. Many people were being killed. Very similar to what's happening today. They caught 50.
I think part of the reason Trump is successful is he literally talks to everyone like they're a child.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like a deficiency in his vocabulary or if he just really thinks everyone around him is so stupid that he has to...
That could be it.
We need to be strong. We need strong people. We need strong people. We need strength. Strength is important. It's like, oh my God, you're reiterating the same thing over and over again.
I think in a sense, Trump just knows people remember shit like that. Like, make America great. We're going to be strong.
Strong, winner, buzzword. Ooh. Monkey react.
That's part of his prep. The people that are fucking prepping him for these rallies and shit, and keep that in mind. Like, he likes to say that he just is off the cuff. He has people. And they're telling him. Like, the more you repeat the word strength, the more that people are going to fucking imagine your opponent as the adipose of that. Your opponent is going to be weak. Your opponent is going to be muling. Your opponent is going to be pathetic. Strong. Just
winner.
And it
terrorists.
Yeah, I'm winning.
Does anybody know
I've
this
won.
story, by the way? It's an amazing story. It shows toughness. It shows toughness. A true story. The press was saying, well, it was a rumor. Not a rumor. True story. So General Pershing was a tough general. And by the way, we need tough generals. We need...
All our generals right now is a bunch of pussies.
We need General Douglas MacArthur, and we have him.
He's dead.
We need George Patton, General George Patton. We need tough. So...
Famous generals you've heard of.
General Pershing, they caught 50 terrorists. And they have a thing about pig's blood and pigs. And what they did is they cut open 2 pigs, and they dumped the bullets into the pigs. And they took the bullets, and they stood the 50 men up. And they shot each man with a bullet that was covered with pig's blood. But they didn't shoot the 50th person. They gave him his bullet, and they said, you go back and take this bullet back. Don't worry about it. Forget it. Let's do the end of the story, and then we'll take care of it. They said...
It seems like he's constantly kicking people out of his rallies.
Someone's booing. They're booing like some person that's like trying to interject like, this is evil. Boo, fuck you.
Authoritarianism is great. What are you talking about?
I'm pretty sure this story's bullshit.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Listen, everybody, listen. They said, you take this bullet to the 50th person. They killed 49 terrorists. They said, you take this bullet, you take it to your home, and you show and you explain what just happened. For 28 years, they had no terrorism. 28 years. We are going to have to get tough.
Fuck yeah.
We need a whole bunch of pigs.
We just need some pig's blood, man.
The
All we gotta do.
implications of this, dude, the implications of this, like, let's go back to the old days. Frontier justice on the battlefield. Fuck this Geneva Convention shit. Let's line them up and execute them with bullets dipped in pig.
Fuck that, Paul. We want
What
bandage.
the
We want
fuck?
rape and pillage.
You got to admit, though, that is pretty metal.
Medieval.
yeah.
Dude, let's go medieval on these motherfuckers. That's how we'll solve this problem.
It's gonna be awesome, dude. We just gotta dip things in pig's blood and then shoot Muslims. If every American just dipped one bullet in pig's blood and shot one Muslim, this whole terrorism problem be solved. Well, not really, because there's more Muslims. We gotta shoot like 3 or 4 apiece, but then the problem be solved.
Yeah, because I'm sure they wouldn't shoot back at you.
We are
at some
going to
point.
have to get tough. And we can't allow, and I have
We're
a
gonna
bigger
have to
heart
get-
than anybody in this room.
We're gonna have to get international war crimes tough. We're gonna have to start raping people on the battlefield and slitting the infants' throats tough. Man. Yeah,
That's pretty tough.
Trump!
That's pretty tough, dude.
Fuck,
Do
man.
some Genghis Khan style warfare
Fucking right,
on
dude.
them.
It's okay. He's got a big heart. I think he's about to explain that.
But we can't allow the people from Syria, who we have no idea who they are, we cannot let them come into our country. We cannot.
Yeah, kill him with pig's blood.
Kill the refugees with pig's blood. There'll be no more refugees.
I say let them over here, but then fucking drown them in pig's blood as a message to the rest of the Middle East. Don't fuck with them.
Then we'll send one back and be like, this is what's going to happen to you if you fuck with America.
No
we don't have to do that
native
anymore
born.
because now we got video. We just film it and, you know.
I say they have to suffocate or choke on pig shit.